All right. Hey, everybody. It's Jason Blaha here, just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, looking sexy as hell as usual. And I would sit down, do a cat coffee chat with you lovely people, wake up, make my other post this morning while we do it. And yeah, then I got a lot of client work to do. I'm going to take the weekend off from training. I'm just going to work on client stuff, content, relax. My low back was crampy. My foot was crampy yesterday. I noticed my low back woke up all cramping on me really bad. So I went and did some reverse hypers that took like 80% of it away. So I feel like just relaxing and doing the reverse hyper this weekend would be the way to go. I need to let my body recover. I've been pushing really, really hard with all the GBP added in. I mean, I squat, bench, and deadlift 3 days a week, and then I do GBP between, plus all the accessory work. So I'm at this point where gotta let our bodies heal a little bit. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Definitely going to do that. But I'm going to spend at least a couple of hours here with you people. I'm going to do other posts while we go. And yeah, had a consultation yesterday. Of course, I've already sold another one. The same guy's like, I need to come back and do another one in 3 weeks. So it's all good. Um, got to get a new sheet written. I got picked up a new client this week. I got to get her first workout done. I got to write like 4 client sheets this morning later. I have 3 vlogs I can do this weekend for people. Hit that like as soon as you guys get in here. All right, let's get that like button going. And hold on, let's make a community tab post. That'll get people in too. Get a few more people in here. Once they see the post, people don't see it at first, so they don't know that it's up here. Oh. Awesome. All right. Wait for you guys to comment. I'm gonna work on my other posts while we get this up and flowing. All right. So I do that during the coffee chats. Also, I work on other posts while I wait on people to get in. So we have to get all that done. That way, I can justify the longer ones because I'm still doing other stuff. Look at client messages. Look at client videos that come through. Post on my social media. All right. And yeah, there's the first like. So then we'll start getting people in. That'll be the regulars coming through. I'll get the regular people coming through. All right. I'll do some more reverse hypers after this. That'll be the only real activity I do this weekend. Get that blood flow, the reverse hyper, and hopefully everything's feeling good. And come Monday, I can squat and deadlift again. Yeah. So I definitely think I'm not going to do any standing overhead pressing until my mobility is up in the shoulders. I need to do it seated, but I need to overhead press. So I noticed that made it really cramp up yesterday. It's like, wow. So the only things that bother my back are the squats and the overhead pressing. So I think it was just, I've got a lot of fatigue there that's accumulated. It's interesting though that deadlifts, so my low back has been cramping. It's interesting, but again, it's a marked sign of overtraining too. Interesting, deadlifts don't cause it though. Like I rep 500 plus for reps, and my low back doesn't care. It doesn't even get worked. So it's always been fascinating to me with that. Since I got strong on the reverse hypers and other stuff, I never feel my low back on deadlifts. Like it feels like it's not. It feels like it's not even part of the exercise. It's just kind of there. Do you make money from the live? Yeah, yeah. No, the lives make the most money on this channel. Stall bars, heavy bag stretches times 5. They're run again. Okay, Grunch. Now these get ads, music, plus they pick up subscribers, plus the donations. Like during yesterday's afternoon one, it was $15 in super chats, but I get ad revenue from these. So at this point, the live, even without the donations, what do you mean? How does the system work? I don't know how to answer your question. You don't know how ads work? You get paid for all the commercials and the ads. But the most important thing is did you already break from the silly No Nut November challenge at 5 in the morning? I think the No Nut November is silly. I don't understand the point at all. I don't understand any of that. Like this weird. I don't understand these weird fetishes. Like I get it, man. People have their kinks. But the whole no nut semen retention is a really weird sexual kink to me. Like to me, that's just too extreme, right? I don't understand it. I get it, man. People have their fetishes and kinks, but I don't understand this one. I don't understand how they get off to it, like what the fetish is. By like denying themselves is a kink. I don't know. It's weird. Who knows? That might be worth researching the psychology of why dudes get off to this, like what the appeal is, because I don't understand it at all. You know. No clue. But we got 3 people commenting and 1 like. This is a problem. Right? This is not good. Does anyone care to explain that? Probably more of a mind challenge to improve their mental strength. Except that really stupid people do it too, so I'm not sure how this works. Couldn't they find something, I don't know, play chess or something to show their mental strength? Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, it's not like there's benefits to it. That's the thing. I mean, a lot of stuff that we do as challenges actually have benefits. Like lifting weights has benefits. It's hardship that causes direct measurable benefits. The only purpose for doing this other thing is to create frustration and possible prostate cancer. Like why? Like I'm going to come up with a mental challenge that has 0 physical benefits of any type, and in a worst case might give me cancer. I don't know, man. It feels like a Darwin Award type situation to me. Like maybe that's the whole point. Maybe it's to weed out the weak and stupid genes. I don't know. I just saying I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. But I mean, I guess if it stops stupid, weak people from breeding, then it's not a terrible thing. So there's that. You know? Yeah. Only at the gym if someone finally showed up. Well, there you go, Grunge. Well, it's early in the morning, man. I don't know where you're at, but you know, it could just be too early in the morning. People are desperate for attention. Yeah. It's not that hard to get attention, guys. I don't even think it's that. I mean, I think people misunderstand the internet. So social media, I had to explain this for years to people who are like, all these people do this stuff. They want clicks and clout, or these women do this just for attention. I'm like, I again, we come over to lack of intelligence to say something like that. No, they're doing it for money. And only because of OnlyFans taking off do people start to realize that. They've been getting paid the entire time. You know, so all the chicks who do the clickbait stuff and the TNA, and it's not for attention, it has always been for money. 10 years ago, it was for money. It's always been for money. So people have this idea that those girls, for example, you know, that their OnlyFans is their only income. No, their OnlyFans might only be 20% of their income. 30%. All their other social media is monetized. I get paid for every picture and post I make on the internet. I get paid for the pictures of my chicken. I literally get paid for that on multiple platforms. Like, so attention is money. On the internet, there's a direct linear correlation between the attention you get and the money that goes directly into your bank account. It's almost why I swear I should do the fake Merc thing again, as dumb as it is, only because, man, if it drew traffic, I'd probably make $100,000. I mean, it's crazy, and I don't want to do that. I would rather help people and do useful stuff. But the truth is, attention is money. People need to stop separating these two things on the internet. Attention is money. The more attention you get, it directly scales to the amount of dollar bills that go into your bank. Right? And as soon as people realize that, then it makes sense. They're not chasing clout, they're chasing money. They're not chasing street cred, they're chasing money. They're not chasing your likes and clicks because they want the attention. They get paid for them. Like, this isn't a difficult concept. Or you think I tell you guys to hit the fucking like button? I shouldn't be. I try not to cuss in these. Think about it for a minute, guys. I get paid for the dislikes. I get paid for everything. Just hit those buttons. I don't care what you do. Just hit the button. All right. I don't know. I feel like people don't grasp it. Get rid of this guy. We don't need this stupidity. Make sure to live some type of life that's better than the internet. What are you talking about? Well, speaking of which, I should probably put that up too. Now that we're thinking about it. saw that Meta stock value collapsing. Hope it doesn't mean the platform. I don't think the platform is struggling. Not that I can tell. All right, hold on. Speaking of which, you just reminded me I got to put my chicken up. All right. All right. So I cooked 10 pounds of chicken yesterday. I got the before and the afters. People care. Well, I post every meal I eat. I post everything I cook. So yeah, I don't know anything about Meta stock collapsing. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. I'm not a stockholder. YouTube for me is a place to BS. How many days is it safe to keep chicken in the fridge after it's cooked? I don't know, maybe a week. Like, it shouldn't last that long. Like, dude, I mean, I only cooked 10 pounds, bro. I'm going to burn through that pretty quick. Right? That'll last me. I'll probably eat 2 pounds a day this week. So I just put a picture of my chicken. Across Facebook, across Instagram, and I cross posted it to 3 fitness groups. This is how it works, guys. Hold on, I need to get some coffee. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Well, Grunge, I don't know anything about Pennsylvania. I've never been there. I've met someone from Pennsylvania before, though. How's that sound? They're dead now, but I knew someone who was born and raised in Pennsylvania. Yep. True story, dude. I knew someone from Pennsylvania. Yep. Small world. It's one of my in-laws, one of my aunt's husbands. I don't know. Pennsylvania, whatever. I don't know what parts of Pennsylvania there are. I just know it's up by New York. That's like all I know about it. And there's Dutch people. Pennsylvania, he was a Pennsylvania Dutch. I've never been anywhere near the Northeast, so I don't really know the difference between these places. That's my entire knowledge of Pennsylvania. It's by New York, and there's Pennsylvania Dutch, and there's Amish people there. I can't name a single city. I don't know any cities. Let me see if I can guess one. Hold on. I can't think of a single city. We had to know the capitals as kids on the test, but I can't remember it now. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Philadelphia. There we go. Philadelphia is the capital of Pennsylvania. I knew that one. All right. All right. That concludes the entirety of my knowledge of Pennsylvania. That's it. And I've met someone from there who was born there. One person. Yeah. I don't actually watch football. Yeah. Not really a football fan, to be fair. I'm not big on the foosball. You know, Bobby Boucher's mother said foosball is the devil. Bobby Boucher. All right. All right. But no, definitely not a Cowboy fan. Mm-hmm. Nope. Steel country and mining. Yeah, I don't know what any of that means. Like, do they make steel there, Grunge? So there's a lot of like foundries. Because I'm familiar with the process of how steel is manufactured, but not necessarily the origins. You mean used to? Either they do or they don't. Right. Hmm. The Steelers. Okay, now I see, because the spelling isn't like theft; it's like steal. Oh, that makes sense now. All right. Otherwise, I would just see the name of that team and assume they steal stuff. And all the defense contractors. And keep in mind, me being from where I live, where I'm used to manufacturing. And Texas and the Houston area being the energy corridor, right? Right. Well, this is kind of a boring chat. We're just sitting here talking about Pennsylvania. I don't think that's going to entertain a lot of people. What else we have going on? Oh man, people asking me about trap bar deadlifts. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan of the trap bar. We don't do that. We don't do that around here. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Coach needs a bathroom. All right, and we're back. If you miss anything, might be a little early for a lot of people. I think that's the case, especially on the weekend. Mhm. I mean, you guys are silent. We got to wait for the regulars to get in. When the regulars get in, then we get some better conversation. So I could clown some vegans here in a bit. All right. That's always weird to me, that people, they'll bring up the trap bar, right? Like, but it's less risky. The trap bar is more dangerous. So when it comes to the trap bar deadlift, the argument is if you don't know how to deadlift, you have no training or knowledge of how to perform a deadlift, the trap bar is lower risk, right? Because I mean, poor deadlift mechanics, if no one's taught you anything, right? If no one's taught you anything, good stuff limitless. Like Ted's gonna expect you to upload some squats. Like Ted's serious, dude. He like that. Ted messages me every day as a client. So he even sends all his GPP work. We don't always put it in the blogs. But as far as the trap bar goes, yeah. If you don't know how to deadlift, deadlifting can be pretty dangerous. And a trap bar has a different learning curve. It's harder to mess up. But if you're proficient at the deadlift and you're actually strong, the trap bar is a higher injury risk because there's no stability at the lockout. Like it's easy to hurt your back at the lockout. It's easy for the bar to tip. So once you're proficient and strong, the conventional deadlift, in my opinion, is a safer movement. And it's so easy to not get hurt on deadlifts. Like it's just, it amazes me how many people have been deadlifting for 10 years who still use just bad form, straight up bad form. I mean, I've known dudes who deadlift over 500 pounds who still use dangerous bad form on the deadlift. And it just blows my mind. Or that they'll wear straps to justify bad form. Right? All right, so Ted's going to call for you to be banned. I'm just telling you straight up, dude. Just telling you like it is. Pepper thine Angus. He said he subscribed to your channel just to check. Well, maybe we'll see what happens when they come around and vote later, dude. I don't know. I can't make any promises. Limitless. So back over to the point, though. Dudes do crazy stuff, So what I think is funny, because so many guys, they're scared of tearing a bicep, right? So they'll use straps instead of a mixed grip, but then they'll use the form with the straps that tears biceps. And they'll be completely oblivious that that same form still has documented cases of people rupturing a bicep having it completely detach and have to be reattached by using that same form with double overhand with straps. But they'll do it anyways. And it's just like, why? Like, if you're scared of tearing a bicep, quit using the form that tears biceps. Don't be, it's not about what grip you use. Yes, the risk is higher with a supine grip, but it is a technique mistake that causes it. Like, even with the mixed grip, it is still bad form that causes the tear. And that same bad form does still cause it with straps and overhead. It's bending the elbows, pulling with your elbows bent. That arm bend, that's what gets you. And I've seen dudes do it with straps. Overhand, I've seen videos before, a dude's bicep just pop right off right there on the camera. Just don't bend your arms. It's so simple. Like, it's such a simple solution. Just lock your elbows before you deadlift. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Literally, that's all you have to do. You'll never tear a bicep. You know, I mean, hypothetically, you might, but it would have to be extreme overuse. Like, you would have to be probably hurting for 2 weeks before you do it. You know, but still, just strange. Like, dudes just can't stop ego lifting. You know, they can't just go use decent form in these movements, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the pre-workouts. Maybe it's dudes psyching up. I think maybe pre-workouts are the cause. Dudes get all stemmed up. And that's probably a problem. Maybe that's why. Dudes just can't stop ego lifting. And it's not like you can't even blame the lifts, because dudes do it on machines. Right? The same people who do the ego lifting on barbells do it on machines and stuff too. Right? We see them do the same, all sorts of silly stuff. You know, I don't know. You know, yeah, dudes get hurt just doing silly stuff. It's like, just control your lifts, guys. Just brace. Stop and think about what you're doing. You know, I still can't for the life of me figure out why dudes still bounce the bar off their chest when they bench. It's like, that is the entire reason. So the people who want to know why the bench press gets a reputation for hurting people, it's because dudes bounce the bar. That's it. Well, that, or they do a thing where they get loose and let the elbows shift at the bottom. But that's also because you got really loose and then tried to heave the weight up. But if you just stop doing those two things and just stack your wrist, the bench press gets really safe really quick. You know, most back injuries on the deadlift are caused from bouncing the bar off the floor from touching their reps. Okay, it's really weird that you need to let me know you're from India. That's very strange, but okay. What are your questions for me? Just saying. It's just kind of a rather weird way to introduce yourself. It's a cultural thing. I've noticed that. You can call me sir, though. I don't think you're actually from India, because you didn't say hello, sir. I am Kathura from India, so I don't believe you, actually. I've never met an Indian person who introduces themselves without saying sir. It's a cultural thing. You're the only country that does it, by the way. So I don't believe you. You would have been you would have been hello, sir. I'm from India, so No, I'm kidding. I'm messing with you because it's a funny thing. Nobody else does it. Like it's funny. Like we know that you're from India if you do that. So just giving you a heads up, you don't need to say you're from India. If you just do the standard hello sir, we already know that you're from India. There's no way you come from any other country in the entire world if you do that. So it's just I'm messing with you now, but it's true. All right, but what are your questions, Dad? What's up, bro? Dad's a regular morning crew. How are you feeling this morning? My low back's crampy. I did some reverse hypers though. I'm taking the weekend off from training. I was going to do nothing, but I'm like, let's do some reverse hypers. It helped a lot with my back. I've overreached a little too far. I need the weekend off. I got to quit doing 6 days a week. And I only really lift 3, but it's all that GPP work on the off days. And it's accumulating, particularly with the overhead pressing. So yeah, I'm gonna let my body rest this weekend. Starting to get some regulars in. The views are slowly trickling up. It's taking a bit. Where's everybody at? I wanted a few good workouts to grow bigger quads and calves. I feel I'm lacking. I have free workouts on the channel. I also am a full-time coach. So Tech, are you just looking for free workouts? I have a playlist. If you need direct one-on-one help, I have consultation slots and coaching slots open. Like I just did an hour and a half call last night for a consultation with a non-client. So coaching is $250 a month for full coaching. If you just need individual video calls, they're $100 per hour. That's my full-time business. Like social media's secondary income. I'll be happy to customize your programming as a coach. So hit me up. Or you can message me on Facebook. I'd be in Facebook too, but I can't do lives at the moment. I've done too many. So here, message me on Facebook if you want to set up a consultation. You being from India, though, I'm only going to be able to do PayPal or Bitcoin. I do take crypto. I got to turn my fan off. I'm going to get some more coffee. I'll be right back. But for the dude needing to bring his quads up, I got quads, bro. All right, we got quads for the broads, calves. Right. Well, he's in here, but he's at the gym. He said he's too shy to put up footage, so Ted's going to call for his kapow. Ted already said he's going to do it. Yep, 26. All right, cool, man. So I have a free programs playlist on the channel, and then I have the Ice Cream Fitness 2.0 program has a whole playlist. So look at my playlists on the channel. I've got 3 programs. I mean, my original Ice Cream Fitness, like millions of people ran it. It's been published in Muscle Fitness and everything. Like what year? 12 years ago they published it. David Lade got started. That was his first program back in the day. He's a serious fitness influencer now. So he started with my free program, like the original one. He built his foundation on it. God, a dude's just like, can I pause at the top of rows on your 2.0? No, don't pause at the top of rows. Jesus Christ. That's scary to me. Like, I don't understand why people want to do that. So you're going to use 50 less pounds on the bar with the same number of reps so you can try to pause it. I don't get it. Like, what is this obsession with squeezing on back exercises? This is guys with no back come up with this nonsense. What's your recommendations for an exercise? Dad, please ask your question a different way. Oh, I'm a big fan of hanging leg raises. I like toe-to bars. The reason, because it works the abs and it actually gives you other benefits. It improves your grip and it helps with shoulder health. Yeah. So I love toe-to bars. But I mean, you're not going to be able to do toe-to bars early on. I laugh the way I do them. It's funny. Like, so people will see me do them and they don't realize, think about what I lift of how strong my abs are. Like, just think it through for a moment with my deadlifts. So, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're doing them wrong." And I'm like, "Do them the way I'm doing them. It will be the hardest thing you've ever done." And they try it like, "Oh, Jesus Christ. You never mind. I apologize." I've had people come back and apologize. They're like, "That's not working your abs very hard. That's easy." And then they try to do it my way. Then I've had people come back and apologize later. Like, "Never mind. I tried it. I don't see how in the hell you do 12 of those." Sorry, my bad. Can you just list down your top 4 workouts for legs? No. What do you mean top 4? Like, you need to start with squats, right? What do you squat? There's my first question. How much weight do you squat? Like, I hate to tell you, the only thing I do for my legs is squats and sleds for my quads. So just straight up tech, what do I do for my quads? I squat, I deadlift, and I push a sled. That's it. You squat 70 kilograms. Well, there's your problem. So work on that. All my programs are built around squats, by the way, though, all those free programs. So even like the Ice Cream Fitness 2.0, you squat every workout. Every time you go to the gym, you squat first. Right. At my biggest, I squatted 275 kilograms on camera. Right now, I do like 185 for sets of 6 or 7. But I'm old. I'm almost 50 years old. So, you know. Right. I don't have the ability to do those. You think you can get good results from an ab wheel? An ab wheel's okay, Dad. So take it up. You need to get your rep work up on your squats. Your legs will grow. Curls and forearm press traps. Hey, Dad. Yeah, Limitless said he's too shy to film, so Ted's going to call for his kapow. I already know it's going to happen. So Ted will put it up for a vote. I already know. He already warned. I didn't put him up for that. Ted just straight up said he was doing that. Oh no. Okay, got it. How old are you now? I got to go pounds to kilos. I live in the U.S., so we use pounds. I'm about to turn, in 5 weeks, I turn 49. So I'm 48. I'm currently 95 kilograms. Right. Yeah, Dad, I don't get why he can't even do that. That's like so easy. He could just literally put a short up of him doing a set of squats and upload it and be done. It would be so easy. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, but I live, this is my lifestyle. I mean, I live this way. I'm a pretty much full-time coach and hybrid athlete. This is what we do. But now I've been putting programs up for 13, 14 years online. I was taking vitamin E. Why are you taking vitamin E? You need to be careful supplementing single form vitamins like that. In fact, you look at the data on that. I mean, it's one thing to take a low dose multi. It's another thing to directly take vitamin E. You do realize that's absolutely heavily linked with cancer, right? You don't single dose antioxidants in free form amount. I don't know why people don't keep up with the research on this stuff and know this. Doctors were saying this before the research 30 years ago, that taking a single form antioxidant in large doses could be a cancer risk. Like they already knew the pathway by which the body would do it. Like the doctors were saying this 30 years ago, and now that's been researched, they were right. So vitamin E absolutely causes several types of cancer in large single isolated doses, including lung cancer. Just an FYI. So why exactly are you doing that? You have to turn lights off to avoid the whole trick or treater. No, I didn't have to turn the lights off. I just didn't turn them on. Like there's the solution. Right? I don't usually leave my porch light on. Like I only turn it on if I have a reason to, really, these days. Of course, you get silly people, but if the lights aren't on, burglars might try to break in. This would not be the right house, right? Imagine somebody being dumb enough to kick in my door. Woo! Oh, I'll fill the whole street with hot brass, right? Like, man, finally, I heard the crash. Somebody finally did it. Grab the level 4 armor, grab an AR, and rock and roll. We ready to go. Right. I'm struggling to get good sleep. I usually sleep around 2 or 3 a.m. Some days, even 4 hours. Yeah, you need to fix that. Take it up. That's not helping you. Go to bed sooner. Arsenio, I think it's crazy that under all that fat and obese strong guy is in a giant heap of muscle mass, just leverages. What are you talking about? They obviously have muscle. It's just that the fat isn't adding more. That's the point. So I don't really understand. Are you being facetious or what are we talking about? Make it look abandoned alert. Now there's no need for that, but good morning, Psych. Dad, did you actually were nice to Psych? What happened here? What? Hold up. He just said, what? We're having man's talk again. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought for a moment he might have evolved. It's like it was like watching like a monkey learn to use a stick for the first time. You know, he was learning how to be polite to a woman. It's like, do, 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 Roughly, yeah. I mean, in theory, I do every day, but obviously there'll be exceptions. Uh, but I previously thought 30 fat-free mass index levels of muscle. Oh, so you're being so no, Marcinio, yeah, they're not. No. So keep that in mind. Bulking and gaining body fat doesn't increase muscle. It just gives you better leverage. It's like you don't gain muscle faster from gaining body fat. This has been studied. Like that's been pretty heavily debunked. Late as usual. Hey folks, what's up, Lars? Here you go, classic dad. But yeah, Dad, we're having man's talk again. You can let yourself out. Oh, Dad. What do you mean let herself out? You could also tell her to sit silently in the corner while grown men are talking. You got to do it real. You got to be like, listen here, woman. You got to do it like that. Right? Man, focus talking. Evolution still buffering. Can't wait to see it. Right. So yeah, Marcinio, but that fat leverage matters. I mean, think about it for a minute. I mean, so some of those guys who put on 100 pounds of extra body fat with the massive squats, that big old belly and thighs is giving them enormous amounts of leverage on the back squat. Right. Be prepared for me to become irresistible. Uh-oh. Psych, you better look out. He's going to be irresistible to you. Just in how you've been a long time, I see some gray hairs. You see some, dude. Almost my whole beard is almost gray. Bro, my beard is like 60, 70% gray. Bro. It's all good though, man. A lot of women like that salt and pepper though. You know, I'm just saying. It's not bad. How you doing, man? Still looking great though. I'll appreciate it, man. This lighting, they look terrible. So check out the afternoon lives because my arms look 2 inches bigger. Once the sun is up and I'm carved up and I get that vein the size of my pinky all the way up. It's comical how different I look in the afternoon lives versus these dark morning ones. Like I'm shocked at the difference in the screen. I'm like, I don't look like the same person. I actually get tickled by it because I see myself both times a day. It's funny. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the compliment. I have an 80 kilogram dad. That's definitely not bragging rights on skillet. I should hope you're twice the man that a woman is. I you know. I just can't, bro. Oh my God, Dad. All right, I'm gonna be right back, guys. I need some coffee. Give me 1 minute. Be right back. Coffee. Hit like, y'all. That's my text is coming up. All right, we're back. I'm more than happy for you to be more man because she's a chick, right? Psych, your advice came in handy, but I have yet to utilize it. Well, we came to an epiphany. Limitless came in the afternoon chat, and the dudes they went in pretty hard on him, by the way. So Limitless has admitted that Big Spoon, he does not even really into her. He's just compensating for still having feelings for the girl who dumped him. So yeah, it didn't come in handy. Okay, well, if my bench press doesn't impress you, my deadlift will, and that's Dad. We got to work on this. I'll join your live streams every day and post my progress. I feel I'm lacking accountability, not just for fitness, but as a content creator. I've lost track of it. We'll get on it, take it up. Swing on through the lives, man. You're going to be in a regular. It gets crazy in here, though. So apparently, Lucy Coach, aka Big Spoon, for Limitless here, he's not even really into her. He's just says he feels lonely because the other girl broke up with him, who he really liked. Problem is you're letting Lucy Coach dominate you. Like, just saying, bro. You're going to be one of those dudes who chases muscle mommies asking her to step on you later. You're a great motivator for me. Awesome. Well, come on with it, Tech. We're trying to help Limitless with his girl advice in here. He's a regular. I'm trying to impress Psyche. She's clearly watching your videos and now thinks on my list are pathetic. I feel like Limitless. Well, Dad, we can fix this. All right, Dad, I have coaching slots open. We can get those lifts up. So, Dad, here's the thing, man. I promise you, if we get your deadlift to 250 kilograms, Psych will swing. All right. So go ahead. Let's set up a consultation, man. And just run with it, Psych. I need to make some sales here. Just go with it. All right. Help a brother out. No, dude. So as soon as, bro, I'm just telling you straight up. I tell guys all the time, once you deadlift more than 5 plates, man, you know, a whole new world opens up for you with the ladies. You know, yeah, come on back tomorrow, Tech. All good, brother. You know, like once you pull 5 plates for reps, the panties just drop. It's just how it works. It's money back guarantee. I had one of the guys who's in here talking about coaching in one of the streams, and he was like, well, how do I get Scarlett Johansson? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Let's get your deadlift up. That'll impress her. You know, just saying. Well, she's probably in a psychology-related field because she's done graduate work in psychology. So she'd be like, no, I work at Starbucks, actually. Like, what? You never know. I know people who their work has nothing to do with their, all right? Nothing to do with their degrees. Right. She's probably in here doing a case study on me. That's what's really going on. She's in here like, so this guy's crazy. Like I'm taking copious notes. Like I remember the time when I went in to see my therapist before and then found out my therapist doesn't believe in werewolves. So I pretty much left with more problems that I went in with. Yeah. I'll hang out places like coffee shops should have a deadlift platform to allow guys to prove their strength and attract. I think that's a great idea, Alan. Right. What I always found interesting was neuropsychology. Right. Yeah. I don't think Psych would do that. She might be you, but I don't think she's a troll. I don't think she's a troll either. Intracoast, cool. My area is clinical in Australia. You do different masters, you get different endorsements. Neuropsych clinical. Okay. All right. So since this is your background, Psych, I will give you my official diagnosis because I've had pretty extensive therapy. I have a history of chronic depression and I have PTSD. So I actually have an actual PTSD diagnosis. That is the entirety of my diagnosed psychological problems. All right. Tommy Withers, you do a no nut? No. Do you want prostate cancer? What's wrong with you guys? Where do you guys come up with this weird semen retention fetish? I don't see why you guys are like into this. It's got to be a kink. I don't understand. Good morning, Jason. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, bro? Coach taking the weekend off from training. There's not going to be any vlogs up. I'm not going to do any GPP. My body needs to rest. I pushed it pretty hard. My body needs a break. I was going to. Why do you guys do this stuff? Like, why do you do this to yourself? I mean, I would get it if there was a benefit, you know, like if semen retention somehow did something special, like lifting weights improves your body. It's voluntary hardship that has actual benefits, right? But there's no benefits to this. It is purely self-torture and possibly causing prostate cancer for what exactly? If it's a fetish. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand at all. What medication has been prescribed for clinical psychiatry all about treatment? Yeah, there's no benefits to semen retention. Like there's no benefits. They're tough ones. It's impressive. You work yourself every day and continue to turn up and pursue continuous development. And that's the whole point. We have to. Psych. My therapist that was helping me get ready to testify for the child abuse, she had mentioned that your coping mechanisms are like through the roof. She's like, you're almost a case study. So she had said that she's like, your coping mechanisms for dealing with trauma are extremely high. Because she's like, normally with the level of abuse you went through, you would most likely be in prison. Given the extensiveness of it. I can only speak for myself. I think I want to use it to force myself to speak to women. Why don't you just go speak to women? Like, why do you need this roundabout, method? Why don't you just go talk to women? I bounced back just around every case. I haven't used any meds in a long time. I don't even remember what antidepressants. I mean, I've been given everything from I don't even remember Zoloft and other stuff. I didn't like any of them. I just stopped. I'm like, I'm not doing this. Even for my, I was given Valium for a little while, even with my many years. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's not good, Dad, either. That's not good self-programming. I'm telling you as a coach, that doesn't work. Got some people in the house for coffee with Coach. What's up, Chad? So you got people at your house having coffee? You guys watching the Coach show, or you just talking about the people in here? How you doing, Chad? Chad and I've done a little collab call before in a live. I'm just chilling. He's a coach himself. Will you be okay with talking about it? Music. I'm not gonna I would literally get my channel banned. If I were to talk about my abuse on the internet, that account would get banned. Like, it's graphic. It's pretty extreme. Like it was extreme. And I have highly detailed memories because I had to have a therapist get me ready for police reports and everything. So I had to be able to go down the row, and then this happened, and then they did this, then this, then this, then this. This is what was in the room. This is what was on the TV on that event. It's like I've had to do, all of that. What was I wearing? I've done some pretty in-depth stuff with that. But no, I wouldn't be able to discuss any of it. Like it would be violations of terms of service. Tommy Withers, I took one antidepressant in my life, and my pickle was just thinks we can make up. Yeah. Ryan says, I'm writing my brother a simple program based on the 5 basic lifts and sled drags. I think that will work. That'll do it. Most dudes will build a phenomenal base running five lifts and some GBP. Right? It's basic progressive overload, good form. You can rotate variations if you get overuse. He's a 170-pound novice. Cool. But if he needs one-on-one, let him know, Ryan. I got slots. But he may not have the budget for it. I get it. I'm sick of semen retention. It's been 2 days. I don't think Psych's gonna want to help you with that either, bro. Sorry. I should fail No Nut November day one because it's for losers and incels. I agree. So that's what I wondered. Would dudes do this No Nut November? Does their girlfriend or wife go sleep with other guys during it? How does that work? So could someone explain this to me? So during No Nut November, do you get cucked or what happens? So explain this to me. Or do you expect your girl to go without sex for the month also? Or do you do edging? How does this work? I don't understand this whole weird fetish these dudes have. It's a weird kink, man. I'm not judging. I don't kink shame. Come on, coach, help me out. I need your help. Yeah, we got to get that deadlift up to 250, bro. You got to get your deadlift up to 250. All right, it says Ant Flow down this week at my house. Next week it's on. What do you mean, bro? Ryan, I'm going to have to help. All right, coach is going to have to help you here. All right, you ready? Red towels. Or black towels, but red towels, dude, there's your solution. Go get some red towels, problem solved, man. Do you do all your own bookkeeping? Yes. Yeah. Yep. To be fair, I do my own now. Actually, Brittany used to do my bookkeeping because she actually did have an MBA. I know everyone's like, but she's a dancer. She actually had a real MBA. She actually had an MBA. I saw the certificate and everything. She actually had an MBA. So she used to do my bookkeeping while we were together. Once I threw her out, that didn't continue, obviously. What's going on, Rufio? Oh, yeah, music. I don't. He's dead. He's dead. So, yeah. But outside of that, before and after that, I always did my own bookkeeping. She used to maximize all my deductions. It was literally down to the penny, line item, like a mofo. Every last square inch of that home office deduction. It's just receipts for everything. All my gym stuff got wrote off during that time. Gym memberships got wrote off. Yeah. Including her gym memberships because I filmed her sometimes. So it was all business. We wrote everything off. I think one of the years we came up with $35,000 in deductions. Amber, your mom doesn't look like she works out. No, I don't. I absolutely am glad. No, nope. Nope. Mm-mm. God. Uh, yeah. Yeah, coffee chats are troll for you, Amber. Get on out of here. Amber, I think your mom took Tylenol. I think the evidence is pretty clear. Let's go see if Amber made this account today. Lo and behold, let's see. No, it's an old account, Amber. Wow. Yeah, Amber, I think your mom took Tylenol. I think that's the problem here. Actually, I don't work out. So here's the thing. So these quads, I was just born with these actually. I've never touched a weight in my life. I just kind of exploded out of the womb. Able to squat 500-600 pounds with massive quads. Like it was really painful. I feel bad for my mom. So rest in peace. So all right. Yeah. Lights are on, see the veins popping. Right, yeah, it's morning. So once the sun is up later, we get the veins all the way up the arms. Yeah. Afternoon chats are totally different. I don't even look like the same person. It's comical. I find it amusing how different I look in the two because there's no connection between time. Yeah, there absolutely is. No, Lars, they didn't create that. That was literally came from data. This is Lars, you got to quit with your Trump derangement syndrome. You're aware they got this from Harvard University, right? You're aware that's who started it. That is who put out the study the month before they made that statement. So come on, bro. Come on. Lars, I am very familiar with the backstory. It's the only reason this has now become a problem is because it's been politicized. So now all the people with Trump derangement syndrome are going to push back instead of us doing science the way we should be doing science and actually looking at it. Now it's been politicized, unfortunately. I almost feel like if Trump came out, actually, I'm just going to be honest, dude. I feel like we're at this point, the far left would go away. All Trump would need to do is get up and say that drinking bleach is bad for you. Like that would fix the whole problem. If Trump got up and campaigned that drinking bleach was bad for you, all the far left would get up and drink bleach and protest. I feel like it's getting this stupid. It really is, dude. It really is getting this moronic. And then people get up and argue there's no actual evidence that drinking bleach is bad for you. Like I almost feel like it's at this point. Right. And I've read the data too. So Lars, I have looked it up. Lars, Sykes looked it up. I've looked it up. So the Harvard navigation study indicates further exploration and therefore should do further exploration. Indicates no more than, yeah, exactly. So it's again, the absurdity of it. You're literally being anti-science because you don't like Trump. Instead of saying, hey, let's look further at this data, it's now been politicized. Like, this is insane. This is insane, guys. When we're at a point where we're rejecting a scientific data showing a correlation with something from Harvard because you don't like the president, all right, that's a sign of mental illness. We're now at a point where people are allowing their mental illness to impact their logic. This whole derangement that people have directed towards political leaders is a form of mental illness. Okay. And the right wing does it too, Lars. I'm not saying some of the stuff with Biden got pretty far too. Right. But this level of derangement and hatred towards political leaders that people have is its own strange mental illness that we really need to look deeper into. It's really bizarre. Like, I've never hated another human being enough to be this delusional that people are over political leaders. It's quite strange to me. It makes me feel not as bad about my PTSD, which has its set of problems. I'm just saying. Well, we called it the weaponsmithing, Tommy. It was reloading cartridges. So I always laugh. People would say making bullets, and then I cry because it's the lack of culture that it's the fact that people didn't actually know what I was doing. And that's the problem. I weep for the culture that we have a generation of boys that don't know what hand loading is or the difference between reloading and actually making bullets. I'm very frightened for the future. I've seen the same conspiracy and agree it's not saying direct link, but nonetheless, we should keep researching. There's a lack of research in pregnant populations due to limits with ethics. Yeah. Mission, you're unhinged. I'm still pretty unhinged, Tommy. But let's see. But Tommy, you just made this account today too. Come on, bro. Yeah, start doing call outs again. All right. I've done a few call outs, minor stuff. Just in a light about Cuba, for example, no time at all. Yeah, there we go. Right. So Lars, but what I'm saying, you're displaying Trump derangement syndrome right now. Okay. And you're also saying that you don't understand various things with causation and correlation. No one is saying that Tylenol would be the only cause. So just because they find a link, if they find that in utero Tylenol is one of the causes of autism, it doesn't mean it's the cause of autism. But there is evidence of a possible link. So you don't disregard studies from Harvard University because you don't like a political leader. Like, you seem too intelligent for that. So that strikes me as very, very strange. Think that through for a moment. You're going to reject data from Harvard University and say that we don't need further investigations because you don't like Trump. Think about that for a moment. Come on, guys. Rufio says this generation of men can't load ammo. They can't talk to women. Yeah, exactly. They're boys. Right? Yeah, you're better than that. Lars is a smart guy, but this side of him is quite concerning. Yeah. Yep. Stuff to think about, guys. Just saying. I've never hated a political leader enough to go this far. I just, even ones I didn't like. Come on, guys. I rest my case then. But remember this. but it's irrelevant. That's why we do further studies, you know. Right. But to be fair, Alan, just because I didn't get that vaccine, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I think the anti-vax movement is kind of dumb. On that particular one, I had my own reservations because again, I'm a critical thinker. Um, right. I was concerned about seeing things like Trump and barefoot. I mean, come on, guys. Psych says we can't make a complete exclusion, though all the research says to be continued. It all comes to probability. We can say up to a point research indicates something. Yeah, and this is one that requires more, but they definitely are saying they're seeing signs and a correlation. You know, it comes a point where these are researchers at Harvard, guys. Hey, Dad. Yeah, man, you're not. I don't see you winning over that date with that. Yeah, yeah, bro. So you're taking this red pill idea a little bit too far. Like, you know, if you just treat women terrible, they'll love you. You know, women like assholes. They don't like the nice guy. Like, oh my God, guys, just stop. Women love nice guys. They like nice, confident guys. The problem is the dudes who call themselves nice guys aren't actually nice guys. They're guys who believe that if they insert enough nice guy tokens into a woman, she's like a vending machine. And once they insert enough nice guy tokens, pussy pops out, right? Like a vending machine. And that's not how it works, guys. And that's not actually being nice. You're trying to turn the fake nice into a transactional relationship. It doesn't work. All right. Remember when Fauci said you won't get COVID if you take your vaccine? All right. Lars, we've already moved on, man. Let's come back over. We were talking about red pill dudes in the whole manosphere. You know, before long, I mean, you guys gotta, yeah, the nice guys is an extension of insulin, right? Because they're not actually nice guys. And the other thing is, it's kind of like, well, yeah, you should be a nice guy, but is that all you bring to the table? Right? And being a nice guy doesn't mean being a doormat. And a douche, forget this. You're never able to use that site. Being a nice guy doesn't mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean being an orbiter. It's the same thing, dudes who get friend zoned. It's like you chose to be in the friend zone. You can't blame a woman. Like, don't blame the girl for you being in the friend zone. You put yourself there. And if you had interest in this girl all this time, these dudes who are in the friend zone, right? You had interest in this girl all this time and you just told her you were her friend. So you've been dishonest with her. Like you're a liar. Well, that's definitely not doing you any favors. You should have expressed your interest right up front. Instead of becoming her friend and a fake friend when you had romantic interest, come back over to actually being a confident man, because that's not a nice guy either. That's the opposite of a nice guy. Man, you've been deceptive. And then she thought she had a friend all this time who was probably gay because you never hit on her. She just assumed you were in the closet, bros. That's what actually happened. All right, I need some coffee. I keep having to refill, man. I'm going through this coffee and I'm having to go to the restroom. Get my coffee. Good life, y'all. All right, we're back. Real talk, coach. Coffee break. Hit like for daddy while we work. That's right. I didn't see any. There's the same number of likes when I got back. I feel that we got to work on this a little bit. We got to work on this. All right. All right. So where were we, guys? I don't know, man. But you're right, man. These youths, they don't know how to load ammo. They don't even know what a cartridge versus a bullet is. Like, they don't know how to talk to women. I just can't. They can't deadlift. Really, guys? Really? I mean, look at some of the conversations we had, even with some of these dudes. Some of these dudes come through and said, I don't know, man, what do you think about the idea that the guys who go down on women are betas? It's like, what? No wonder you guys have problems. Where are dudes coming up with these ideas? You got Andrew Tate telling dudes that if they kiss women, they're gay. Like, what? I'm pretty sure that's the opposite. I just can't. I can't with some of this stuff, guys. What's wrong with these boys? Down a girl once and it was gross. I'm not sure how to read this sentence. So you said you've only done it once, or you're talking about this single bad experience, and that was pretty crappy of her to not tell you. Though, to be fair, she should have been like, "Hey, no, warned you." That's not cool, man. That's not cool. I mean, you should have figured out real quick. You're traumatized. You don't have to say it out loud. Oh gosh. I could see you being a little traumatized. I mean, you probably should have realized pretty quick, bro. Probably before you fully got. I'm just saying, man. What? No, you would have known before that. Come on, dude. You could tell you. All right. I said this in the stream yesterday, guys. When in doubt, do the tummy test. You give her a little kiss on the tummy. You can kind of get a sense of what's going on down there with smell. Right? I mean, it took the beer to work it out, You should have noticed before you even got down there that coppery smell is like a dead giveaway when you're a foot away. I mean, bro, the tummy kiss test should have told you that. Like, do I have to teach you guys everything? Good Lord. I mean, because those things happen, dude, I mean, it's normal. I mean, it's your girl's going to start during sex anyway. It just happens, guys. Right in the middle of it. Well, you got to have the red towels, man. Have them handy. You never know. Make your life easier. Just saying. We're about practical solutions, creative coaching solutions. Plus, you need the towels anyways, because it's not like you're not going to finish, You just need to be able to clean up, lay the towel down, whatever you got to do. I mean, why were you nervous, Dad? What do you mean you were nervous? I guess you were fairly inexperienced. I think we've all been there, man. My most funniest inexperienced story. I was really younger dude, younger man, and I was still naive to the ways of women. This is hilarious. So it was Halloween. So it's funny. It's a Halloween story. It's like a couple days before Halloween, and I'm trying to get my laundry done. I was living alone finally, so I'm trying to get my laundry done. And then she calls me up, right? It's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm trying to do my laundry. I can get my laundry done. She's like, well, I've got a washer and dryer at my apartment. You can come over here and do your laundry, and we can watch some scary movies, right? I was young and naive. I show up with a basket of dirty laundry, right? This is a girl I knew I had been on one date with and had not slept with, and we went to a movie the weekend before and went out to eat, and didn't do anything. I dropped her off at her house, and now come do your laundry over here. I show up with a basket of dirty laundry that did not get done because I didn't know any better. I was inexperienced. I really thought I was going over there to do my laundry. I really did, guys. I went over there with a basket of dirty laundry that I left with at 2 a.m. I'm leaving with my basket of laundry at 2 or 3 a.m, doing my walk of shame. I did my walk of shame with a basket of dirty laundry to put back in my car. Finish your workout. Did you put a short up limitless for Ted? Ted's gonna hold you to that. Ted's gonna want to see some squats. Yeah. So Rufio's laughing, but that actually happened. No, man, it's not illegal. Oh, you didn't claim that. You didn't say that yesterday. We're gonna look this up now. I'm gonna see if you're lying to me. No, it's not illegal. It's a Muslim country. If I film a girl, get in trouble. You can just not film a girl. Like, dude, Ted's not gonna buy that, man. Ted's not gonna buy that. No. So I mean, I get it, Dad. We're inexperienced. We're younger men. These things happen. We don't know. We don't know the ways of women. I really thought I was going to do my laundry. And that laundry did not I still had to go wash my laundry. So I got a day behind on doing my laundry. Like we said, you could have at least helped me with my laundry. We forgot. See, that's what we're talking about, Linus. That's why I'm telling you, man, with Big Spoon, with Lucy Coach over here. Right? She's getting the milk without buying the whole cow. This is the problem. Favorite hot pot meal? I love rice. I eat it 3 times a day. I'm not sure. I have an Instapot. I do. brown rice and sweet potatoes in it every day, pretty much these days. Here, I'll show you my meals from yesterday. There's definitely a lot of carbs there. That's yesterday's food. That one didn't get many engagements. No one liked it. I think they're getting bored with it. Yeah. Get the font right. But yeah, Dad, those things happen, man. They happen. There's been no super chats in here this morning. I carved it before bed with a pizza last night. I earned it 23K steps and got a lift in too. Yeah, fair enough. Part of me thought about getting a pizza at some point, but I've been so long without a cheat meal that I don't even know what I'd do with it. You know, I'm just like, I don't really want one. I've thought about it here. There, I'm like, I could get one on a weekend, but then I'm like, do I really care? I'm content to eat my rice. You know, I don't know that I would, man. Like I kind of look at it and go, every now and then I'm like, I mean, a pizza might be nice, but I'm like, I don't, you know, I'm like, then I might feel like crap afterwards. My body's not going to be used to it. I'm going to get all lethargic. You know, I don't know. It almost doesn't seem worth it, you know, but it's not really a treat. I mean, but the thing is, I mean, I'm just saying for me, I've been so long without a cheat meal that like, I don't really look forward to one. It's like I used to, but now I'm just like, I look at it and go, I'm going to buy pizza. Then I'm going to feel like crap after I eat it. I'm going to enjoy it for 10 minutes and then, So it's kind of like I look at it and go, because it's not even a treat yourself. Because when you're used to eating clean and you eat a junk food thing like that, you don't feel good afterwards, right? You're not used to that much sodium. You're not used to the grease, you know. You're just not used to it. And so then you sometimes feel bad. So it's like you're trading off a few minutes of enjoyment for then feeling bad for 2 hours. You know, it's like, Hi, Jason. How are you today? I'm doing good, Sean. How about you, man? I was only messed with veganism for only like 6 months, dude. I don't think they care. Sean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they really care. I don't think I'm on their radar at all. All right. Okay, team, I have to go to bed. See you tomorrow. Coach, enjoy your day off. Well, I mean, I've got a lot of dude, I got tons of client work to get done in social media. They do care. I don't know, man. I don't see my name coming up anywhere in vegan discussions. I go to bed. Yep. Take care. Good night to you too, psych. In their eyes, everyone who can deter someone from veganism is their enemy. Yeah, true. True. Because they're their own religion. They're their own strange religion. There's these topics. And this is still a little slow in here. You are on the vegan. What? Like someone linked a video of mine? What do you mean, Sean? I wasn't on there. So you're saying they were linking my videos or something? I've never seen a vegan Reddit. Like I'm sure one exists, but I've never been there. I'm not really a Redditor, you know. Just an FYI. Not it's not really my thing. You know, just be aware it could have been someone pretending to be me. That happens a lot online, by the way. Right. Drop the link. I can't drop. Yeah, you can't drop links in here. Review. I have links blocked on my channel because it's otherwise people just link the troll videos. They just link hate videos all the time. So I blocked links years ago. So there's no way to post links on my channel at all, and they're in my comments. Like they're straight up blocked. I'm the only one who can drop links. So. Otherwise, it's going to be Jason Blaha is the most delusional person on YouTube. The most delusional person in history. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys. It's all over the fake Merc thing. It's all over satire from over a decade ago that I apologize for. And yes, it's still a thing. People, I still get people in consultations or clients or other people on calls who are like, I haven't been cutting in forever, Leo. What do you mean still? I've been sitting at the same weight for months and months. Like, bro, it's been like 5 months. So seems like a strange question. I'll eventually lean out later over time. I feel, man, Leo, I feel like a broken record having to answer this every single day for months and months on end. I'm just going to just say no. Just be done. Is that cool, man? I kind of get tired of giving the same answer 7 days a week for 5 months straight. Hey, Sean, think about that for a minute. No, I've never crossed paths with either of them. Why would I? Like, what are the odds of that? Considering they live pretty far away from me. See what I mean, dude? I mean, Chris and I are friends. Chris and I chat online. Sometimes he's dropped through my live streams even and commented. Right? But I've never bumped into him anywhere. And the odds of that are like nearly impossible. We're not in the same city. Yeah. Hey, Leo, man, I'm getting tired of re-answering the same thing every day. So I'm just going to move on from it. Is that cool? Go watch some of the other stream. I'm tired of discussing that. I don't even feel like answering why anymore. I'm just burned out on the topic. Like I've been forced to answer it too many times. I'm just done. Jason, was George Bush a funny person? He was hilarious. George Bush was funny. He was funny when he got up on TV and talked. I will, by the time I'm 50, I'll be under 200. And that's simple. Yeah. See, I need to move on from that because it's making me grumpy, and that's not good. Yeah, let's move on to other topics. No, George Bush was funny. That's the weird thing when you put out content, though, and you do lives and stuff. Man, the same questions you get asked so many times. It's crazy. The funniest one is how many questions I get about Mike Menzer. It's like that one gets crazy, which has been cool. It's been several days. Normally, I'm used to a Mike Menzer question every single day for a year straight, which is really weird to me that he's even a topic. Jason, do Republicans seem not interested in helping law enforcement? Um, um, no, I think you're misunderstanding the situation. No, I don't. I don't think the government. That should be the government's job at all. They shouldn't be our tax dollars. Like most conservative leaning people are for charities. They're not for tax dollars being used for it. We're not for like so. Generally speaking, it's not the government's job. And government is known for misallocation of resources, bureaucracy, wasteful spending, and the way that they do things. So private industries handle charity way, way, way better with charitable donations. Um, which I paid for, Sean. So, Sean, do you not understand? I feel like you're not understanding what I got. So, you're aware that I was given money based upon what I had already paid. You're aware of that, right? So when you and it was and then once I was no longer disabled, I stopped getting it a really, really long time ago. So when you get SSDI and you when a judge awards it to you, which I had to do it with a lawyer and then go to actual court um, with a lawyer and doctors involved. They pay you based upon early retirement, based upon what you paid in already. Right? So Social Security is our retirement. It's our government retirement that we pay into. Are you American or not? I don't, Sean, are you in America? So that I know how to answer this. I don't know if you know what Social Security is or not. So I need to, what country are you in? Because otherwise I can't answer you. Like if you don't know what Social Security is, I have to explain it. So, okay. So all Americans, they take a separate thing out of all your tax and you're required to pay it. It's not optional. The government takes a Social Security separate payment out of your taxes and out of your money, and everyone has to pay it, including self-employed people, everyone. Like you're required to pay it. There's no way out of it. That is then set aside as a retirement for you later when you reach retirement age. So it's a pension. If you're declared medically disabled and the government accepts it, and in this case, I had a judge actually award it, I had to have a lawyer take it to court with doctors, with notes and evidence. And so in that case, when you're awarded that, they give you your retirement early. Based upon, and the amount that you get was based upon what you were paying in already. So if you didn't pay sufficient amounts in, they don't give you, like you don't qualify. You had to work X number of years and pay X amount into Social Security to even qualify for it. And you had to bet, so, and then you had to still be paying in at the time you became medically disabled. No, the government had to pay for my lawyer afterwards because they denied the claim. So when the lawyer gets involved, there's a specific agreement that Social Security has in place for how much they pay the lawyer. So it's all done pro bono based upon winning. So technically, the government had to pay my lawyer, and it was based upon back pay. Because when you're awarded it, they have to pay you for the wait time of the denial. So if you put in and apply and they make you wait, they have to pay you all of the previous money. And then there's a percentage. The lawyer gets 25% of your back pay. So they had to pay me 2 years of back pay, all in one check. So essentially, at that point, I got back every penny I'd ever paid into Social Security in my whole life, pretty much at that point, and I've had to repay back in since then. I mean, I had to live and move, and I went over to the UK. I mean, that gave me money to have, so you do the math. It was whatever. Let's see. But then the lawyer got a cut, and they can't tax it. So it was something like $30,000, and then he got 25%. I mean, I walked away with like 20,000 in back pay because they legally have to give you that, like they owe it to you by law. But essentially, you're not getting welfare. That doesn't count as welfare. That is literally the money you paid into the system. So I didn't get SSI, right? SSI is for people who didn't pay enough in, who become disabled or whatever, qualify. So I had the full SSDI, which is based upon how much money you were paying into the system already. And it's paid directly out of the savings. It's not coming out of regular taxes. So when you're getting money through Social Security like that, it's not coming out of the tax dollars. It's coming out of Social Security dollars. Social Security is a separate entity from your IRS taxes. It's all paid through them, but then they have their own funding. So Social Security has its own funding based upon Social Security withdrawals out of all your check. So it's separate from your normal income tax that the IRS regulates to the budget. The problem is government steals from Social Security. They've done this several times where they go through and steal money out of it for other stuff, which they weren't supposed to be able to do. Social Security was supposed to be separate, hands off, and only for the people for your retirements. Not necessarily, Alan. They'll still base it upon how much you've paid, because a lot of people die before their Social Security. There's always extra because a lot of people, because they don't let you start getting paid till you're 65 usually, there's a surplus. So in theory, no, they paid it as if I had turned 65, but your incomes and total payments in will determine what you get. But because I had made X amount of money for a decade and it paid in every year, they based it upon my previous income. Yeah, but it's based upon what you've been paying. So it's your average income over your payment history is what determines what you'll get paid. They'll look at your average, what you've been doing. But if you didn't work X number of years and pay in, you won't qualify, even for the disability. So when haters and trolls say stupid stuff like Blaha has never worked, you can't get SSDI if you didn't work a significant number of years. Like if you only worked for 2 years, your adult life was a full-time job, and you lost your legs and are declared disabled, you won't get SSDI. Like your arms and legs are gone or whatever. They're not going to give it to you. You didn't pay in enough. You didn't pay in long enough. So they'll give you SSI, which I didn't call it. I didn't get. Review. I don't have any. What are you talking? All work photos. Geez, your age is showing, man. You think we carried Polaroids around? The bouncer work doesn't count. That was very short. Sean, the bouncing work was not even close to 1% of my adult income. It's insignificant. So when I worked in natural gas, what I made in 1 month was more money than my entire bouncing combined. Actually, let me rephrase that. What I made in a single week offshore was more money than I made in my entire bouncing. 1 week. So to be fair, do you think an 800 squat is possible natural? I'm going to need you to be very specific, Radiant. Are you asking me, is it hypothetically possible for certain people in certain situations? Or are you asking, are you going to squat 800 pounds and natural as a 250-pound guy? These are two different questions. All right. Because I worked as a bouncer part-time for a few months. And the other job paid really high for overtime. Right? So let's say you're offshore working 96 hours with time and a half past the first 40 plus hazard pay versus working 6 hours a week for small money. Right? I don't know what the dating market's like in Texas. Oh, I don't think Russell's natural, dude. Radiant. Come on, bro. But you guys got to quit buying in that all these IPF guys are natural. I don't even remember what subjects in high school. I have no idea, dude. Sean, do you not know how old I am? No review. We don't have photos. But they literally have my dad say it on recording. When they called my dad when he was drunk, he literally told them that I worked on compressors. And they know what my dad business he was in. I guess this is not, they already have all the evidence. They're already fully aware that this is real. I didn't do that much offshore. So I didn't do that much offshore, Alan. I would say out of all my natural gas and hydrogen history, offshore, I probably spent, I did 12 weeks twice. So about 20 weeks. I've maybe spent 20 weeks of my entire life offshore. And I hated it. I did way more contracts in the local chemical plant and then local shop work. So you had stuff, so then the local for the company, and then you have work that we would do as contractors out in the field. So usually the best money was, so actually it was better than offshore. So the best money was generally when we would do the chemical plants. So like if we were doing a contract then for GE or Chevron or Dow Chemical. Yeah, there was definitely a gym on the platform. Squat rack, everything. The one I was at, yeah, they had a squat rack. We had Olympic barbells, iron plates, like old school, straight up little gym in there. I'm not saying it was pretty. I'm not saying it wasn't rusty, but we could get in and train. Dennis Cornelius, 200 squat, drug tested. If you work 14-day shifts on platforms in the North Sea, very good pay, 2 weeks work, 3 weeks off, not bad, but it's hard to combine. Yeah. That's not a bad, they put them in 14 days. Usually they didn't leave us out more than 6 weeks usually. So it'd be 6 weeks and then another 6 weeks after coming back and then we'd be done. Because you get crazy out there. So those guys, Lars, talk to those guys, they'll explain this to you. So they'll understand what I'm talking about. Right. Dudes get crazy out there. So usually by the 6 week mark, you got to get off that platform. You have to get off. But like when you get there was one guy that the company itself, because we were contractors, the company, he was one of their people. He was out there. He was like at week 13. And they had to get him out of there. Like, he was just like, this dude is nuts. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It was almost like a feral animal, and he would just do crazy shit. And it's just like, because he'd been out there too long. You know, he was like 13 weeks deep, and like then they had to get him out of there. It's like he was like, you didn't want to be around him because he was getting crazy weird, like almost psychotic. They had good internet. Yeah, we didn't have the internet out there really, so we had to take books, and we could get a little bit of a connection for direct work, but we didn't have internet really. Not like, it wasn't like today. So like smartphones. Smartphones didn't exist. So all of this was before the existence of smartphones, right? Like, they didn't exist. So, but the thing is, you start to get crazy out there. What do you think about John Hack? I mean, we've discussed John Hack quite a bit. I mean, the dude is one of the goats, really. Like, John Hack's a genetic freak who started training really early, right? So it matters. Sean, I have no idea what you're talking about. An evil teacher. Yeah. Sean, that just seems like a weird post. No offense, but I don't understand what you're saying. I've never heard of an evil teacher. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No offense, dude, but yeah, that's not coherent. Yeah, here you can do max 2 is 2-week shifts. And Lars, honestly, that's for psychological reasons. Because I can tell you, and I've seen a guy who's been out there that long, they're kind of crazy at that point. Especially the dudes who drink and stuff, because there's no alcohol, there's no women. Like, so when we did the platforms, there were no women; it was all males. So it's all men. There's no women. A lot of these dudes drink. There's no alcohol, and there's not a lot to do. So we're usually working 12-hour shifts. It's like 12 on, 12 off. So you're working 12-hour shifts. We could work out. We brought books to read. We could watch TV, community TV rooms, and it's hard work. We're out there in the heat. So because it was usually summertime where we were over the Gulf, and now the Gulf of America is what it's called. It's called the Gulf of Mexico back then. It's miserable. The dudes get crazy. And then you got to watch it, because if they get in fights, it's a problem. But the food was great. Like, we had really good chefs, really good cooks, and unlimited food. There was that. Yeah. No, dude, we had a gym. You still train. I mean, Alan, what task? Rebuilding compressors. So the entirety of what I did in natural gas related was compressor mechanic, right? And then since my parents prefer I go play on these computers, yeah, life was different. Yeah. So you rebuild compressors. And if you, I don't know how to describe this to you, rebuilding compressors and the compressor units and the engines around them. Let me show you what I'm talking about, so you don't know what a compressor is. All right. So this, I worked for Cooper Bessemer, was bought out by Cameron International, and this is who I worked for. See if this is going to work. All right, so you ready? This is one of the units that I have rebuilt many, many, many times, this exact design. Okay, so there's a link, Alan, if you want to know specifically what I'm talking about. That is an engine that drives compressors. Actually, that's the wrong one. Never mind. Hold up. Let me get you a different one. I'm sorry. Wrong. I'm familiar with that unit, but here's a better one. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So this is literally one of the designs that they would have offshore. So this exact model is one that was on the platforms. So if you're wanting to know what we did, all right, you ready? So there. So that exact model and design is definitely out on the platforms. So you understand? You rebuild those. That is what you were doing. You're stripping it down all the way down, overhauling it, rebuilding it. Everything comes apart. All the way down to the pistons and crankshafts and camshafts and side bearings, everything. So we rebuilt those. Yeah. Yeah, old compressors, very cool. So repairing and machining new parts. Yeah, it's a very manly job. So the pistons inside those compressors are a couple thousand pounds. So we used cranes for all of that. You know. Sean, are we talking about trolling or stocking? Those are two different things. You need to differentiate between those things. Right. But we weren't machining in the field. No, we're not machining them in the field, but we drop parts in. So they're bringing parts in on boats, bringing in, shipping in parts, and we overhaul. Yeah. Hey, Sean, how about we don't talk about some of that? Can we move on from those things? All right. Yeah. So yeah, we rebuilt those units all the way down to the block. And even all those big cylinders on the sides, like the big compressors on the sides, all of that unbolts. All of that comes off. We take it all off because everything has to be replaced. You know, and then some of those have to be replaced. We inspect them. We magnaflux them out in the field. So even those things, they all have to be crack checked. So when we strip them all down and we're out there, even on the platforms, we're doing magnafluxing and stuff, looking for stress cracks. So if that thing has to be taken off or remachined, or they bring a whole new one of those out, that's like a several $1,000-pound piece of metal, right? Sean gets weird with this stuff. So, do you think I had it easy switching to strength training since I literally started training since age 4? I remember. Yeah. I mean, if you did other sports, it's going to be a lot easier, right? It'll be a lot easier. All right. There you go. All right, there, guys. I'm getting kind of bored in here, though, to be honest. I'm probably going to wind this down, get some other work done. And so, yeah, I'll do an afternoon live, though. So I'm going to roll out. Love you guys, and I'll catch you next time.